But so the reason why Chris Brown's relevant, well, right now,
right?
outside of his music,
let's talk about it.
Is because Chlöe Bailey, the beloved twin or sister or whatever, she dropped a snippet suggesting that her and Chris Brown had a song and a video coming out
on the 24th.
And
February.
The ladies did not all the ladies, but there was a select few number of ladies that were livid about this.
They're not gonna let my dog live, bro.
I think it's a minority though. It's definitely a minority.
It's a minority
because people pick and choose. Go ahead and set the point though.
No, that's my point. They pick and choose. I think this is just fake outrage for one.
Exactly. I was about to say that.
I don't know how it is, man, but maybe because he doesn't talk a lot, which we kind of set ourselves up to do, which is bad. But Lil Baby and Chris Brown tour, I didn't hear that much slander, and them tickets sold out.
You don't hear, bro. Wait till the song. The song is gonna be hard. I'm gonna just say,
gonna be crazy.
We're gonna play it.
The radio, and the girls in the radio, they gonna play it.
Summer anthem.
It's gonna be one of them ones because both of them are extremely musically talented. She's coming into herself. And let me side note. I'm not really a fan of her because she gives me the vibe of the girl that was never sexy in school and now she got a little sex appeal. Because everything she does now has to be fucking super sexual. And I love ladies, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. But everything she does now, bro, I mean, she could post a picture of some cereal. She's gonna be bent the fuck over eating it sexual. I'm just like, bro, it just does too much for me, bro. Man, I'm not gonna lie.
I think she is still trying to find herself. For one, I don't want nobody to confuse it. I know y'all love Chlöe. I know y'all love Haley and everything. But this is definitely a musical favor from Chris Brown to her because Chris Brown is legend status.
Because obviously she grew up on Chris Brown just like all of us did.
Absolutely.
They had a picture together like when she was like 13, 14 or whatnot. She was a fan. But I think the thing is that like when the award shows come around, we all upset because Chris Brown's not getting honored. But then now when this comes out,
I think you know what? Because he, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like Chris Brown is the role model citizen. He has done his things, but I went back and I done some Googles, bro, and I just look at the age he was
17,
with the Rihanna, and even the Karrueche, the stuff afterwards. He's like 21, 22, and I think about there's so much leniency I give to children and teenagers who are world-renowned, famous superstars, like internationally. Right. There's a different level of leniency that I give you as opposed to someone who kind of blew up at 33, 35, man. Dog,
like, and that's a perfect segue because this is what I'm saying. They judged him so hard, I think, because at that point he was, to everybody else, he was a grown man. Yeah. He was a grown man. Right. He had been in the game for so long. I think he probably came in when he was like, what, 15? By 17, he was world-renowned. Like he was on the trajectory to be the next Michael Jackson. My dad used to say it. My dad is an old school musician. He doesn't talk much about. Think about like in the 80s, 90s, you had those male heartthrobs like Bobby Brown. You had your the guy rap groups, Boys to Men. You had those groups that the girls loved. He was a solo artist that every girl as a teenager. So he was growing up fast. He was in the music industry with everybody who was anybody. And then that happened when he was 17 years old. And we've all done some stuff when we were 17 that we regret. We would never tell people that shit that shouldn't have happened. Because you're not a 17-year-old teenage boy, and bro. Your mind is.
And this is what I don't think people take into account of. You're a teenager, whether you're male or female. Any romantic situation you can have, you can get any amount of money. If whatever your vice is, if you you were drugs or weed or alcohol early, whether you just love the attention, whatever your vice was, you can get plenty of. There's nobody that will tell you no at that age, and you have all that power, and you're immature. Your brain's not.
And you're not gonna tell yourself no.
Exactly, and you're 17, and he dropped out of school, so there's a little bit of social cues that you just don't get when you go through public school.
But I've heard some stories from you know who Jaguar Wright is. She be on TikTok a lot.
I don't.
She was in the music industry, a songwriter, and she's on TikTok a lot, exposing about P. Diddy, exposing about R. Kelly, exposing about like a lot of the dirty secrets. And she talks about that story, and she was saying basically what happened was Rihanna started with him first. Like it was something that happened, and she started hitting him first. She was the one who initiated. Yeah. Just like most how domestic abuse or domestic things happen, the female might swing first, and the guy just get out of hand. Now, I'm definitely not advocating for any type of physical violence. But you know, most times girls will swing on a nigga and they'll do stuff to make it, you know what I'm saying, to get the guy amped up. And they forget that this guy is a man and could punch you and hurt you or something like that. So I think it was something like that where she started and he just like you said, he was young, he was an adolescent. In your brain, you're not thinking, all right, I'm a man, I got a whole career ahead of me, I'm a world-renowned super pop star right now. I can't hit this girl back.
You're 17. You're 17, and you're having these like just these unfortunate situations with one of the most world-renowned,
and she was at the top of her game at that time.
She was at
the
top of her game, so you have everything riding on it. You're 17, and I really wish a lot of the people who were, I'm not saying that you can't be enraged or outraged about what happened, anybody supporting somebody who went through something that he did, but I really just wish that some of those people could see what it feel like to be famous in 17 or even 30 and have 40,000 followers, bro. Because I know for a fact that a lot of these people, if it wasn't for the fact that no one cared about what you did or who you are, what you got going on, then it wouldn't be, you wouldn't be able to be so skeptical. And I wonder if you hold the men who are near and dear to you, who are close to you, your brothers, dads, cousins, if you hold them to that same standard, you can hold a celebrity who you don't know. Not excusing them, but I just wonder if that's something that you just, because he's over there, so it's easy to throw rocks.
It's sick now because he will never get those flowers he deserves, bro. He will. He will. No.
But
how much? I don't know, bro. Like he doesn't get.
Chris Brown gets his, like I said, every tour sold out.
He's the people's champ.
He's the people's champ.
I'm talking about like from his higher counterparts. And
who are the higher counterparts?
People who judge him.
But they love. Think about how many features he still gets featured.
Bro. Oh yeah.
Who are they though? Because I think like
Summer Walker, Baby.
He's higher than all of them.
They're us though. I mean, I think like when you look at the Grammys, you're looking at like a white institution.
That's what I'm saying.
But even Beyonce is struggling with the Grammys. So I mean,
let's keep it. The white will never accept him.
Beyonce is the only, and it's like Chloe. That's like Beyonce saying, "Hey, I can't do this, but you can." For the skeptical, for the.
I think that when you look at the white institution and whatnot, you're looking at it from a standpoint that they need to find a reason why to gatekeep. Beyonce is one of the hardest ones to gatekeep, and the gatekeeping was that, well, we can't let you win everything tonight, and you can't win that greatest album. With Chris Brown, you're making great music, but now, we can't do this because you had the issue in the past and whatnot,
and they're not gonna let it ride. And it's crazy that we speak about this today, because today he went on a Twitter outrage, bro. He was on there like, where is cancel culture for white people? And he literally was dropping pictures of so many white celebrities that have been accused for domestic violence. And just to one that he dropped was Joe Rogan. I think it was New Year's.
What did Joe Rogan do? Oh, shit.
He got into it with his wife. You didn't see that? A New Year's party. He grabbed her up and like choked her out.
Dana White or Joe Rogan?
Dana White. My bad. Let me have some journalistic.
Joe Rogan is the podfather. He's the real Joe. But Dana White. Joe Rogan.
They both old and white. They both old and white.
Joe Rogan said the N-word and whatnot.
One of them choked their wife up in the club and got caught on camera.
Dana White, and then
he's UFC.
So he has a history of holding his athletes to such a high standard, but he didn't do it.
He's a grown man. Chris Brown was 17. That's why I feel like he's so mad. And then the Krishan and Blueface thing. He said, "Shit, y'all tune in every week to see Blueface get beat the fuck up by Krishan and vice versa."
But I think
when I did it, I'm chastised for it.
That's one of the worst things, because Chris Brown was beloved by everybody at that age. That's what I'm saying. I think one of the worst things that you can possibly do is to come into society or a good light and be the good guy and have everybody love you.
Then when
they do not hold you. If you come in like a 50 Cent and everybody, like, there's so many beef in situations with you.
He was the golden. Chris Brown was the golden child, golden boy.
The margin for error, they expect you to be goody two shoes good, and when you step outside of that box, you don't have the same margin of error as somebody who they don't like.
Your story arc is already completed, because like when you come in like a 50 Cent, your story arc is like, oh, he's getting better, he's getting better. But when you're already great at whatnot, the only thing you can do is get worse. And allow him to get worse.
I would say you come in like 50 Cent and your story, your claim to fame is you got shot 9 times and you lived, and you come in on street rap. They expect you to sort of be a little grown. Chris Brown came in, was just the golden child. He could sing, he could dance. He was the closest we had to Michael Jackson and something like that.
Can't forget about light skin, man. Can't forget about light skin. Let's be honest.
He was who he is.
What year did ATL come out? Right on the cusp of ATL.
ATL.
The powerful light skin nigga way.
I think the big takeaway is that we can't live in glass houses. Like, we can't live in glass houses, because in the day, if we had cameras following us around, we were 17, 16.
That's what I'm saying.
18. Like you just can't do that. And I think the biggest thing is also, like, we also have to look at, well, people change, and it's 15 years ago.
Exactly.
We're not normalizing domestic violence, and I think even more importantly,
I
think Rihanna forgave him as well or whatnot. We don't know the inner workings. Going to your point as far as Dana White,
right?
His wife did slap him first.
Yep.
He slapped her back. he has an ESPN deal.
Wow.
And the ESPN deal is why you didn't hear that much about it, because
they kept it under wraps.
It's a Kanye issue going on right now. Yeah. Kanye's about to get welcomed back into Adidas because it's a money issue. Always come back down to the money issue. So I think, well, you know, Chris Brown and whatnot, you know,
stockholders said, "Hey, listen, get that black man back in here."
This is the crazy thing. You see